go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
It's pretty difficult, you know. I just have to know where I have to be at all times because I don't really get many breaks during my busy schedule, you know. On the weekends I have some time off, like on Saturdays, but that's the only time I really have to myself. But during the week it's a pretty strict schedule, you know. I wake up in the morning, go to breakfast, and I have to go to my morning classes, which last, you know, probably 3 to 4 hours a day. Then I go to lunch and eat. After lunch, you know, I have to train for about 4 hours, which is pretty intense most of the time because I've got 10 events to train for, so it's pretty, yeah. So I have to train, you know, 2 or 3 of them a day. And then after training's over and stuff for that day, I get treatment and analyze the film from that practice and, you know, see where I need to improve in my training to get better, because that's the, you know, my ultimate goal is to be as good as I possibly can, obviously. And yeah, after I get done with the training, it's, you know, I eat dinner and it's back to my schoolwork because I got to maintain my grades, unfortunately. But, you know, I know it'll pay off in the long run. And then I just hit the sack and start all over the next day. I do, yeah. Most of the time. I mean, it's really tough, you know, just the schedules and everything that we have to go through. But, you know, it's fun. We get to travel, you know, get to meet a lot of new people, like get to compete, and it's just, you know, it's a different world, but I'm definitely enjoying it. And I guess you kind of get a lot of respect from people, like friends and family, because they know it's tough. It's what you're doing is pretty tough because you're trying to be a good student while excelling in athletics at the same time. So it's cool knowing that people are really proud of you, and I think it also keeps me out of trouble, keeps me kind of away from the everyday college life that could get me, you know, sidetracked from my goals. But, you know, besides that, you know, I'm really enjoying it. The best part is probably the freedom. You know, I'm free to make my own decisions and do what I want to do when I want to do it. But at the same time, it comes with a responsibility, which, you know, is probably the most challenging part as well, because, you know, I have to keep up with all my daily obligations by myself. You know, I don't have people constantly reminding me what I have to do, when I have to do it. So at times it can be really difficult, but, you know, it's the price you gotta pay, and I think it's gonna pay off in the long run. Well, the freedom that I have right now is kind of like a stepping stone to the real world, because, I mean, right now, even though I'm pretty much free to make my own decisions and stuff, I still, you know, am being supported by my parents financially, and they still, you know, help me, give me advice for everything. But, you know, after I graduate, I'll be pretty much on my own with everything like that, and so it's just kind of like a middle stage between living at home and going off to the professional world, whether, you know, I'm doing track professionally or I have another job. Yeah, I do think God cares for me. I think God, you know, He has a plan for me. I think He's always had a plan for me, and I think He's always cared about the decisions I make, and He's helped me, lead me down the right path to succeed. And I think, you know, He'll continue to do that, you know, not just with athletics, But with everything else, right now, you know, I feel like I'm closest to God when I'm competing. I mean, I don't claim to be a perfect Christian or anything. I've had my fair share of mistakes, and I'm sure my sister would love to tell you about them. But you know, I have a lot of faith and I have a lot of hope, and you know, I truly believe God cares. Well, I've always had a natural competitive drive about myself, I think. I've always wanted to succeed in everything that I'm doing and be the best with athletics and, you know, everything else. Right now, track is a big part of my life, and, you know, I obviously want to do as best as I can at it. But, you know, friends and family are also a big part of my life, and God's a big part of my life, and I always want to, you know, be happy. If I'm not happy and I'm not having a good time, then, you know, it's pretty much pointless. And I also try to be the same person on the track as I am off the track, and vice versa. You know, I just want to approach everything every day with confidence and composure, and just enjoy life all around. Yeah, in a way. I mean, I grew up always, you know, competing in sports, and always loved sport, had a love for all kinds of different sports, and I knew that's what I wanted to do when I went off to college. I knew I wanted to be an athlete, so, you know, I set a goal at an early age to, you know, get recruited and get a scholarship for some sort of sport, and it ended up being track was my best offer. So I didn't know I was going to end up at the University of Tennessee, but, you know, I'm glad I'm here, and, you know, I couldn't have envisioned it any better growing up.